Welcome to For Love and Play. I'm matchmaker comic Yael Meisel. With me is comedians Keenan Weaver and Louie B. For Love and Play, the show about dating like a goddamn adult. We're going to discuss who to spend your time with for love or for play. Let's do it, boys.
This show contains adult content for entertainment purposes. Listener discretion is advised.
Not a doctor.
All right, guys. This one's going to be a great episode. We got a very special guest. Of course, I have my favorite people with me already. The Queen, Yael. What's going on?
Woohoo! Hey.
And my boy, Louie. What's up, man?
Why can't I be royalty too, Keenan?
Because you're not royalty right now. You got to get your mindset ready.
Damn.
You got to think royal, then you will be royal. But before we get into that, let's bring in why this one is very special. Because we actually do have another gentleman that is royal.
That is
the
right.
bad boy of the dating game. Mr. Locario, thank you for coming, bro.
What's going on, man?
Yo, what's up? Long time no see. Long time no see, my brother. Last time you saw me, I was bombing on stage.
Nah, you was good. You was good. You was doing your thing.
Yeah.
You went to see a guy on the show?
Yeah, I went to see Louie, do his thing.
You should definitely come see us. Oh, gosh.
Everybody try to grab him now. That's very supportive. So that's already a testament to the type of guy that you are. Just to get up front, the more the introduction. So you've been a dating coach for many, many years.
Actually, he's a life coach.
Life dating coach, relationship expert, all of that, right? All right. So yeah, what got you started with that?
Basically, I really just wanted to help people because I knew a lot of information as far as like, dating and relationships goes, because I was like kind of the guy out of my group of friends that, always either had a girlfriend or had some girls around. And so I would teach them how to do certain things. And then through that, I started teaching other people. And then I was like, I should do this for real, like actually like help more people. So, I started doing YouTube videos. I started, writing, blogs and different things for different websites and everything. And it just kind of snowballed from there. And then I started writing my own books and, putting up my own stuff. And then it just kept going. And then, I get a lot of people that hit me up for advice. And I was like, a lot of people were hitting me up saying that the stuff that I was doing was helping them and it was working. And so I was like, hey, let's just keep it going. And that's basically it,
Right. And you just was able to turn your own game and kind of just monetize by helping people. Yeah, you actually have history. You've spoken on with Louie show a couple of times before. I listened back to a couple of those episodes. That would seem really fun. Seemed like definitely a cool dude. And then Yael, she said that you guys had a brief conversation.
Oh yeah, we did.
Can you guys kind of like jump into how was that conversation? Now we have our resident matchmaker and then a dating coach. It seems like a great conversation for somebody to have.
Oh my God. It was like, what would you think, a developer and a broker? You know what I mean? Really, it has to be similar. Like
it was a sexy conversation.
Yeah. This guy knows his shit. Honest to God. Anyone who's ever paid for this, that was one of the wisest things you've ever spent money on. Swear to God. If you paid for this, you are a smart person. Straight out.
I agree.
Honest to God. Yeah. Totally. I'd pay for this shit if I didn't do this. Absolutely. 100%.
How long did it take for Yael to try to matchmake Mr. Locario? Like, I know a bunch of women that will want you. You're chocolate. You're successful. You're over 6-something.
I would have to that would have to be a hand selected pick. It'd be like, all right, bitches, calm down.
And you're circumcised?
Y'all are hilarious.
She's always on the hunt for inventory.
Yeah.
She always is. And she has an affinity for black men for some reason.
Oh, hey, that's what's up. That's good.
I mean, I've already made the point. She brings it back to like the 1600s.
I don't think so at all. I think that like so much, I don't know, maybe Locario, jump in, tell me what you think.
Right.
I think that a lot of us were, that were raised in the 90s, there's very little value, I think, in building a meaningful, permanent relationship nowadays. What do you think?
Are you saying nowadays is not valued?
People take it or leave it. And the ones who want, like, it's not something people are overly concerned with. I find that few people are desperate to get married, but then there are those who are. But it's not like, if people are taking relationships seriously at a later stage in life. Mm-hmm. No getting married in their...
Yeah, I'm going to piggyback on that probably before now, you would have a goal to actually be in a long-term committed relationship. That was just kind of the societal fundamental goal for everybody in life. And now it's like, if it doesn't happen, okay. It's just like a shoulder shrug, Kanye shrug. Just, all right.
Also, I think also too, a big part of it is that, people are seeing that, other people in relationships, and they're seeing that it's not working the way that it used to. You know what I mean? And so people aren't as they're not as like gun ho about doing the whole traditional, get married, have kids, and do all the other stuff. Like you have like women. There's a lot of women who still want to do that. A lot of guys are kind of like shunning away from that because of the consequences of divorce and all this other stuff.
So, especially when you see your boy with the Vietnam 1,000-yard stare after half his shit is taken,
right?
On top of child support if they're kids.
Like, I'll admit that I don't have a commitment phobia. I do have the after divorce phobia. Like that is why I don't want to get married at all. I got a boy who used to live in a beautiful house. Beautiful house, was married, 2 kids. Now he's in a studio in the Bronx after the divorce, and I'm like, oh my God.
Oh, the mighty have fallen. Oh, shit.
Yeah, it's too many consequences for,
Something. Me too, by the way. Like, I'm not, I'm very, like, a dude about the way I, like, commingle with guys.
Yeah.
I'm very guarded. You're not getting in. You're not, like shit doesn't exist here. You know what I mean? And you have to be okay with that before joining the union. Straight up.
And the thing is, too, ladies, women more so still, generally, not all, but generally, women still want the whole marriage and kids thing because, for women, it's this sense of security that they're looking for, even though it's, security is not, a real thing, but, that whole sense of it, like, oh, well, if I get a husband and some kids, then everything in my life is going to be perfect. And so that's the goal that women are still kind of looking towards. And guys, there's certain guys who still want to get married and all that other stuff too, but generally it's, most guys are just like, hey, I need to find more ways to have more sex with hot girls without having to do too much work. So that's really the main thing that's usually happening nowadays.
Not doing too much work. That's a very key phrase there. I would think that that's one of the things that really changed the dating game is that women hate that men don't want to do too much work, and then men realize that the game is so competitive out there for women that we don't really have to put in that much effort anymore.
Right. No, you don't.
Well, the thing is, for what guys generally want, which is sex, it's a little bit easier for guys to get that versus a woman getting a husband and kids. You understand what I'm saying?
That's right.
So,
Yeah, that's an easier goal, gentlemen. Yeah.
We have, the goal for men is to find and get sex. The goal for women is to find and get sex and turn sex into love. That's
actually the real goal is to find sex, get money. Well, no, find relationship, get paid. That's it. That's
for some people too.
Someone to co-invest. I'm not saying you have to pay me. I'm just saying you have to be like doing big shit. That's my point. Like, I don't care what that big shit is, as long as it's not like dealing dope or trafficking, whatever. Like, you can't be doing something illegal, but offensively illegal.
So you're saying El Chapo is not your type?
No, I need someone. Actually, Locario, this is hysterical.
Uh-oh.
I went to a matchmaker. This shit is hysterical. There's this woman in England. She deals with the very religious Orthodox Jewish community. Kind of like if you're wearing pants, you're not going to her if you're a chick. Okay.
Right.
So I met with her 4 years ago, the last time I was in London, and we had a sit down about like why the fuck I'm still single. And this woman has been divorced, I'm not joking, 5 times.
Nice.
Wow.
5 times.
And she's worth $2 billion.
No, Louis, you wish someone this hot would fuck you. She is blonde, her eyes just sparkle like the sea, but she's got this like depth to her, and it's gotta be because there's something going on. I don't know, she fucking scared me, but she looked at me straight in the face and she goes, stop dating men that are not strong personality. Stop it. Mm-hmm. She goes, honest to God, what's gonna mesh with you the most, an arrogant, self-made or built, successful financially businessman. He is going to be the type of man you're going to respect. And she's absolutely right. Absolutely.
knowing you, that makes perfect sense.
Yeah.
Everyone I've dated
that makes perfect sense.
In some respect, yeah.
Right. That's usually the guy all the women want anyway. So
that's that top 10%, right? But how is she like being divorced 5 times is cool for a woman, right? But if you do that as a guy, you just created the Avengers of ex-wives. Like you can't even live anymore.
There's a team. Like these bitches have a Facebook group. You know what I mean?
This is serious. It is all to just deplete your money. That's their whole goal in life.
Right.
You got 5 of them. Like you got some girl problems, son.
Yep.
So, Locario, while you're out there trying to, tell people to date more efficiently, I guess, is probably the easiest or most simplest form of describing it. Kind of like what Yael just said, she now realizes that she needs to date this arrogant go-getter that you called the 10%, or I said the 10%, but you said that's the one that most women want. How is that, how are your findings out there while you're dating versus, are these guys exist? Do every woman want just this 10% of guys, or is there ways for others to be that?
Well, see, this is the problem. The problem is it seems like most women will want that same type of guy, you know what I mean? And most, guys would want that, the female version of that guy, you know what I mean? Or something like that. So, but the thing is that, if you want that type of quality, you have to also be that quality. You understand what I'm saying? So, the problem is that a person wants to, if a person sees a person who's, they have a lot going for themselves, they're probably like, they just got a lot of things going to where there's going to be a lot of people that want them. So the thing is that what are you bringing to the table to make that person say, hey, I want you? So imagine that you're that person. You are that person who got things going for themselves, who take care of themselves, who, is in that zone or in that lane. You're going to want someone,
not a liability.
Right. You're going to want somebody that's at the same level as you. So that's what I tell people is that if you want the best, you have to be the best. You can't get the best and you don't think you're the best. So you aren't doing anything towards bettering yourself. You know what I mean? And the best is subjective, but it's you within yourself have to feel and know and believe that you are the best and actually come with what that means, meaning that you have to work on yourself. You have to actually do things that you say you're going to do. You have to actually follow through and actually work towards being the best, because that's the only way you're going to get that 10% type of guy or that 10% type of woman. You understand? Because then you're pushing yourself to be that 10%. But a lot of people, they don't understand that. They just want, this person or that person, or they want to attract that type of person, but they're not that type of person to attract that type of person. You understand? So it's going to be a little bit difficult for them.
Right. You gotta be what you expect.
Right. Yes. Exactly.
Yeah. Because, like, Locario, I don't know. What do you think? Like, it's very hard for me. I'm not one of those exotically beautiful women. I'm a mother too. I'm not thin. It's women don't understand. I'm so much prettier than she is, but she's a doctor and you're a waitress.
Yep.
And that meant something to him on a forever level when he fucked you 3 nights a week for 2 years. You know what I'm saying? Dude, listen, am I wrong? And then I'm a horrible bitch and I say this. Like, no, girlfriend, this isn't coming from me. This is coming from out there.
Yeah, look
the people who sign a contract with me to find them you, this is their feedback. I have, you know what I mean? I can't just, girlfriend, you're hot, you're bringing it. Sorry, you're adorable. Let me set you up with someone that's more of an appropriate fit.
Yeah, Kate Upton ain't gonna be walking into McDonald's and see you flipping burgers and thinking, yeah, that's the dude I'm spending my life with. You're gonna have to date a chick that's perhaps working at Burger King.
Well, it's weird because like it's different for guys and for men and women, because for a man, like a real man, like he doesn't technically, like if a guy saw a really hot waitress but then he also saw a doctor who's not as hot, he might pick the waitress in most cases. You see what I'm saying? Just because she's hot.
Not forever. But not for forever.
No, if she's a cool chick, no, she's a cool chick. Yeah, he'll stay with her forever versus the doctor.
Really?
Yeah, that's the difference.
Overweight. You see what I'm saying? That's what I try to explain to women is that, for when it comes to, for women, all you really need to do is, keep your looks up, meaning you don't have to be the best looking woman, but But if you try to actually, like keep yourself together, that's big points. You know what I'm saying? For men, because we're visual, that's what this is like biology. This is not even just, like a thing where people think it's, you're superficial or whatever, but this is how men are attracted to women. So this is why that hot waitress, she will stand out more than the doctor who looks like, Rosie O'Donnell or something. You know what I'm saying? Like a guy's not going to care that she's a doctor.
Hey, Rosie O'Donnell is a very desirable woman. I love, like, she
only when she's on The View.
Only when she's bent over with the lights off.
Oh my God.
You see how he always gotta, but I agree, Locario. Men look for, women think and they try to become, when they want to better themselves, they try to become what they like in men.
Right.
You don't realize that men don't like them for what men are.
Right, like if a woman is a doctor and she's cute, then that's a bonus. Like, oh, she's hot and she's a doctor. That's great. You understand? But it's like a dude will pick a chick who's, just in school studying some class or something about something if she's really hot versus some lady that's has the cure for cancer. Do you understand? Like guys, but the opposite is for women is that women, a guy doesn't have to look that great, like he doesn't have to be the best looking guy, but if he actually has something going for him or he has a lot of money or he's doing, a whole bunch of cool stuff, that attracts women more. You understand? So it's like, it's a different thing for men and women, but that's something that it's important for a man or a woman to understand when they're trying to attract the opposite sex. Because this is why you have a lot of women who they'll shout out like, hey, look at my degrees, look at how successful I am, look at how independent I am, and I got money. And it's like, the guys are just like,
who cares?
So
I can't read.
We don't care.
What that mouth do?
Yeah.
Right, exactly. That's what I'm thinking about.
How wet does it get? I need moisture. Forget this.
And it's not even just an overall sexual thing. It's like that example that I gave in the other episode is I had two beautiful women. I only date within the same range. So it's not like one was an 8 and one was a 4. They're all around the 8 range.
Right.
This one was a lawyer and the other one, not so much a lawyer.
Not so much.
But she's the one she was just so cool. She was a down chick, and I just related to her on a whole different level. Yeah, me and the lawyer could be like a power couple, and I saw that, and Jay-Z and Beyonce, everything was big for the power couples was around, but I really had more fun with the girl that was only making like $30K a year.
But see, that's the thing, that's the important point that a lot of women need to understand is that a woman's money, like for a real man, like if a guy cares about a woman's money, you understand? Like that's just like, oh, I would need a girl to have some money so I could, live off her or get her money so we could put it, like that's not a real man. A real man is like, look, I got this. I don't need you to have all of this extra stuff. So this is why when you had the lawyer girl and the other girl, since the other girl was just more cool, that's more important than the other girl being a lawyer. So it's like if the woman looks good and she's a cool person, she's a nice person, she's submissive or whatever all that other stuff is that a lot of guys like, those are in the forefront. You having the degrees and you having a lot of money and all that stuff, that stuff comes last. You understand? Like that's like the bonus. Like, oh, she's cool, she looks good, and she got her bachelor's and she's working as a doctor and she's doing this. That's usually last to a guy who's a guy who's like an alpha male type of dude who's like, look, I already got all this. I don't need a woman for her degrees and her, all that other extra stuff. You see what I mean?
Right.
I mean, it makes perfect sense because you can almost hear it.
Figure rather than like an independent equal. And
it doesn't even matter like what you're looking for as a guy. Just I try to break things down as simple as possible. Just look at when a man introduces his lady versus what a woman introduces his man. When the woman, it's always like, oh yeah, this is such and such. He's a doctor and such. Like she lists off the first couple of things that she's attracted to, and it's like that. It's like that resume. When a dude introduces his lady,
can I tell you something, Keenan? Every guy I've dated, seriously, like the handful of dudes that I dated for real that were like my boyfriend, when they introduced me in public, this is my girlfriend, Yael Michaels, she's a comedian, she's a real estate, and like they made a list on the spot. 2 of them did that. Seriously, when they introduced me to new people. I promise you. Is that not normal?
Who are they introducing you to?
Colleagues. I mean, people that were connected in entertainment and in real estate. So,
but I bet you this though. I bet you when those guys, like, let's say if I was his friend, the first thing that he's gonna show me, like, he probably show me a picture of you. He'll say, "Yo, look at this chick I'm messing with." Look, you know what I'm saying? And just showing me.
Oh my God, that's how.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
So, dude, seriously, I was gonna walk out of a party, and his friend pulled me aside. He goes, "Oh, please, God, don't leave." No, he really likes you. I was like, "Really?" He goes, "Yes." I was like, "Okay, awesome."
The looks. That's
Unfortunately, when I introduced the girl to my mom, I'm like, "Mom, she's alive."
Got a pulse. She's here willingly. She's trying to conform.
That doesn't seem like royalty thinking there.
I have a small kingdom, but it's a kingdom nonetheless.
All right. That's the start, Louis. That is the start. That makes me want to ask. So, Locario, you've spoken with Louis. You know him. You've been to his shows. Right. More power to you because you sat through one of his shows.
God damn you!
That's you.
Fuck you both.
And God bless him, Louis. This is the universe. Go ahead.
Okay.
Of God. So you've had previous conversations. Why haven't you fixed Louis yet? Because I listened to a couple of those episodes, and I was saying the same thing in just our first 2 episodes that you have done years and years ago, and I'm still telling this to Louis.
Well, it's a thing where anybody that wants to, make it happen, they really need to be at that level where they really want to make it happen. It's like I can only, they say you can lead the horse to water, you know what I'm saying, but you can't make him drink. It's the same thing that goes for this. But me and Louis, we hung out before, after one of my shows, and, we was out chilling, trying to talk to some ladies and everything. So, Louis does it if he wants to do it. You know what I'm saying? He could do it. He's just playing around. He knows he could get it happening.
No room for improvement, not a drop.
Damn.
Oh, no, he can improve.
Yeah, that's what he's saying. He definitely can.
He just needs to want to do it. That's all it really is about.
Well, true. I sell Mary Kay. He has options. He has me at his disposal. I'm serious. If he wanted to lose weight and fix his face, fucking Christ, he's got the Messiah, the shit.
Fix his face.
Fix my face.
What don't I provide?
I've never been so insulted in my life, and I'm a Puerto Rican.
Yeah, I want to pull this back from Bash Louis. I was just talking about, first of all, Louis got a brand new haircut today. Shout out. You can see him on Instagram or whatever. You can see that new haircut.
Yeah, I actually went to a hipster, an actual hipster barber shop. I didn't go to the hood barbershop. He used a warm towel. I really pampered myself today.
Did you have to make an appointment? Like, what is a hipster barbershop? Like,
actually, I did make an appointment. I went to Barber Bart in Williamsburg. Google it. I'm not getting paid for it. The guy actually bashed. He's like, you've never treated yourself good, haven't you? When he looked at my head, I'm like, why? I thought I was, this guy gets a lot of business. He's just been lucky. This is atrocious. I'm like, fuck. So.
Louis walked in and Enrique walked out. That's the name that you need to have that in the back of your head when you go talk to chicks. Yeah, you gotta be like, I'm Louis Enrique Reyes. Like, that's what you gotta roll the R. Once you roll that R, because women know.
Actually,
if you roll your R's, it's done.
Doesn't run away, she like you.
Actually, my middle name is Rafael.
Oh my God, that's even better. Seriously?
Use that. That's all you gotta do. Just use that.
Like,
my name, they call me Rafael. I'm Rafael, yes.
So one of the topics that you did talk about was, there seems to be like, in this community, there seems to be a lot of guys that think women only like men for their appearance and money. Those are the 2 big things. Mm-hmm. And I was telling Louis that, there's always something both sexes can do to bump them up from a 3 to a 5 or a 5 to a 7. Like, there's things that everybody can do to step forward and put their A game up on the forefront. Well, there's guys out there that just complain like, no, only women want this and I can't approach them. What do you?
You know what it is? It's like, it's is because of the lack of experience, and what they're doing is the same thing what women are doing. Where we were talking about earlier, where women will think that men, that men like the same things that they like in a man, so guys think that women like the same things that they like in a girl. So a guy is looking at it saying, hey, I like really hot women, so they assume that women are just gonna really like just hot men, you understand, or really good looking guys. So they're going off of their own, thoughts and everything. And the thing is that shows the lack of experience, because any guy who has experience with dealing with women, and talking to women and trying to pick up girls and going on dates and everything, guys who are actually good looking also go through situations where they're getting rejected all the time. Girls are flaking on them. So there's a lot of good looking guys who will tell you like, yo, it's not just about being good looking. I actually had a guy who, he wrote me a comment on one of my videos I put up the other day, and he was like, he's like, hey, I'm a pretty boy and I don't get that many girls and I don't understand this. I thought because, since I was good looking, it'll be easy for me, so these guys are starting to realize like, it's not really just about looks, but the guys who don't have that much experience, they think it's just about looks, and they're using it as an excuse and a rationalization as to why they don't have to do anything or to improve themselves. They'll say, well, I'm not good looking, so no girls are going to want me anyway, so why should I bother to try to talk to girls? So that they're giving themselves an excuse and like a little cop out so that they don't have to put in any work. You know what I'm saying? So that's really what it's about. But it's like, this is the thing I got to tell guys though, is that what guys got to understand about women is it's a lot about the feeling. You understand, like how a woman feels. If you can make a woman feel a certain way, you understand, she will be into you. You understand? So if guys understand that you can attract a woman with, through feelings and emotion, then they will realize how looks is the really like on the back burner at the end of the day. Do you understand what I'm saying? So it's so many other different things that make a woman want a guy, and it has to do a lot with the emotion. Because even where you'll say, well, a woman will want a guy just because he has a lot of money, but it's not just about the money. It's about how she feels being around that guy who has all that money. Do you understand what I'm saying? So it's like guys think that, oh, it's just about looks and all. It's like, no, there's so many other different things, and a lot of it has to do with the feelings. So the thing is, for guys, there could be like, let's say you have a really unattractive woman, but she has millions of dollars. A lot of guys are not going to want to, have sex with her just because she has a lot of money. But the opposite is true for women. A woman will do a guy who has lots of money who's not that great looking because of the feeling and the experiences that he can provide with the money. You understand? And then she feels that. Right. Yeah. So there's so many other different things than just looks. And it's like, when guys say that it's just looks, they're just, they're kind of like, they're defeating their own self before they even make things happen. And I'm like, yo, you gotta go out there and try it and see it. You understand? Because you're not gonna understand this unless you actually do it. Like, see it from the sidelines, they're not gonna know.
Even if you're not a hottie, though, hold on one second. Even if you're not a hottie, I'm not a hottie, but I rock every fucking thing I have.
Right.
I'm saying, like, you still gotta rock everything you have.
Right, exactly.
Okay, so, like, you're not, like, you didn't wake up gorgeous, neither did I, most of us don't.
Right.
Like, you've gotta put that extra effort. Like, you have to exercise. Like, your appearance has to matter.
Right.
You can't be unkept.
Right.
And I'm not saying for any style, fashion, whatever your flavor is, I'm saying, like, you have to be a kept version of that.
Right.
But you always put your best foot forward. We roam the streets to get people's opinions and dating stories. Right. And last week I went out with her, and the first stop was a bar. She sits down. She's talking with this guy for like 20 minutes. I'm standing to the side like a third wheel. Like, she attracts. And then when we're walking down the street, because I'm very observant, right? Because it's a comic mind. You got to be aware of everything around you.
Right.
And she looks good enough in the streets that when other women would like maybe check me out, they assume that she was my girlfriend.
Right.
Because of her appearance. That's the oomph that you bring and you carry yourself. Like, even when we get ready, you don't even realize that when we were getting ready to record the video, you were like, hold up, wait, let me make sure you pulled out your whole Mary Kay table and you started.
Mary, I love the shit. I love the shit. I love it. I love it. I can sell property and I can't sell one fucking eye cream. It's horrible. It's killing me.
Sorry.
It kills me.
But I agree with what you said though about the appearance, because that's
Go ahead, please.
No, I was saying that I agree with you about the appearance. That's important. Like I think guys get like physical looks. Like they get the looks and the appearance mixed up. So your appearance is how you put yourself together. So no matter how you don't have to be the best looking guy, but if you get a haircut, you shave, you put on some nice clothes, you smell good. You know what I'm saying? So those things are important because your whole presentation will be good when you approach the women and all that.
Right. It's the style. You could look however you want, but have your own style.
Right. Even if you don't wear a drop of makeup, who gives a shit? Take care of your face, because believe me, like when he's fucking you when you're 9 months pregnant, he's looking at your beautiful face. I've been 9 months pregnant before having sex with my ex-husband. Believe me, it's those moments you're like, thank God I've taken care of my skin my whole life.
Hey, there's some there's a lot of guys that are attracted to pregnant chicks. I would.
I'm just saying, listen, it's beautiful. I'm just saying, like, when you're 9 months pregnant, I don't care how much your husband, boyfriend, baby daddy, whatever is into you, you not always are feeling so hot.
But now you see why the chicks that I go for, that I date, you see why the number one thing is a pretty face. Like, that's the number one thing. That is the reason.
Pretty face, you can spit vinegar. Seriously. What do you think, Locario? Seriously. Do you find that prettier men get away with more shit? Like, they can spit vinegar at you, but if let's say he's a 7 to a 10.
Oh, just say it. If he looked like Louis.
No, stop it. No, if he's like a 6 and below and talks shit, you're not putting up with that. Most women, we walk away unless you are super pretty. We're not putting up with your garbage.
I mean, some women will do that, but again, I'm telling you, like, it's all about the feeling. If guys that listen to this don't get anything from what I'm saying today, just remember, it's all about how you make the woman feel. You could listen, if a woman is really feeling you and she likes you and she's like all about you and down for you, you could get this woman to go rob a bank with you and she will do it, no questions asked. She'll just be like, yeah, let's do it. I'm down, whatever. You understand? Because she's feeling you that much. So it's like, it's not even about the guys who are the prettiest guys that could talk a lot of smack or whatever. It's usually what happens is, and this is what most people don't realize, is that the guys who are good looking, some of them will have confidence because they think that since they're good looking, that is, they're like, well, I'm good looking, so the girl's gonna like me. So when they approach the girl, they have that confidence, and the girl's feeling the confidence, and then she feels, again, feelings. She feels the confidence emanating from him, and then she thinks that her brain is saying, oh, it's because he's so cute or whatever. No, it's because he's confident. The same guy who's not as good looking as him, but has the same confidence, could do the same exact thing, but because it's all about the feeling. And she will see that guy who's like a quote unquote 6 or 7 as the same guy as a 10. You understand? But it's really all about the feeling. And a lot of guys who are good with women, they understand this concept. And once they understand that concept, then that's how they really get so many different girls. This is why you see that guys who aren't that good looking with really hot girls on a consistent basis. And it's not because these guys have, money or whatever. These guys just know how to get into a woman's mind. And you'll see a really hot girl and you're like, why the hell is she with this guy? And it's because he understood how to really get at her and how to talk to her. You know what I mean?
The dudes in the hood, the ugliest dudes in the hood always have the baddest chicks.
Right,
like,
exactly.
Because they learn, like, all right, after that first dance where it was the girls asked the guy out, when he realized that wasn't happening, he just developed a mouthpiece. I think the best weapon a guy can have is conversation. That's just the number one. It's all about knowing what your toolkit is. Like, so, like, Louis has that he does that are really good, that he's really great at. He has to put that forward. I do stuff that I know that I'm really good at, certain conversations, that I gotta put that foot forward. Like, I don't really do well in clubs. I know that about myself.
Me neither. No.
I don't like club because I'm already in a different mind frame. I don't like the music. I don't like a lot of crowds. So I had to learn, all right, well, and in the club, I'm going to just chill, relax. My boys want to come. I'm going to have fun. But during the day, if I catch you at a Starbucks, or I've bagged chicks on like iPhone lines, waiting for the new iPhone to release, like, it's just, I know where I my strengths are. You got to learn to do that.
Oh yeah.
So
when I tell people to like make a list of things that they're good at and things that they like about themselves, I always get an argument, and I'm like, well, if you make that list, you can like figure a lot of things out about your entire life, and like, you know what I mean? And then it's in front of you. So like to change, if you make a list of everything you're good at, everything you're bad at, and like try to get to that level, I think.
Yeah, I mean, it's almost a microcosm. A lot of how you approach dating and how you approach just attracting the fairer sex can be used just in life. Like I've always been more ambitious in my career than I am for women, and the catch-22 of that is women are attracted to a guy who's ambitious of a career, so I would never feel like the hurt from it until we became in a relationship, and then she was like, oh, you're always working, you never spend time with me, and then I'll be like, well, because I'm not broke. So either I gotta go get this money,
right?
And we could go on the trips and do whatever the experience that I give you, or I could be broke and then I'll spend time with you and we could just play Xbox all day.
Right.
Oh yeah, no, that shit. Ooh, a coworker of mine just had a situation like that. A girl basically was pissed off for a number of months because he didn't have a job, so he went out and got one, and he found himself a very successful career in real estate. And now he does 70-hour work weeks and makes a ton of money, and she dumped him. She never sees him, and I was like, leave it be. Don't even try to fix it. Let her go. Seriously.
That's the catch-22 right there, you know?
Right.
Yeah, that actually reminds me of that old Chris Rock bit. I don't know if you guys remember. It's like, oh, you know, you can never make your woman happy. You know, you can never make your woman happy. If you don't got a job, she's like, why you always here? You're all up on me. I hate this shit. You got a job. Oh, you never home. I don't see you. I'm here all alone. I hate this shit.
I mean, it's very true. I think that's the number one thing that I would hope that women would learn is that if he's broke and you don't want a broke guy, there's certain things that you got to understand.
You can't have it
that a guy who's not broke is out getting money. Like you got to have a work-life balance for the guy too. But I really always see that women complain on both sides of the coin, and you can't do that.
Right.
That's why I only date like women with fathers, because you can tell. You could tell. And then it's like a little better if they have brothers. If the girl has that's the best. If a female that I meet has a brother and the father that's been in her life, she's just way more understanding. She knows about that go-getter mentality.
That is true. Yep. That is true. Yeah, girls with you know, that had their dad in their life is the best.
It's a whole different experience. Like it's so crazy.
Yeah, but the chicks that don't have dads, they're the ones that forget it. Anyways,
I knew what you were going to say.
That's why the show is love and play, Louis. You just got to learn which slot to drop people in.
Well, you know, or which slot to drop. Forget it.
So, Locario, you have a book. You have a free book out on your website, The Magnificent 10, right?
Magnificent 10, yeah. Crucial Dating Tips for Men.
Okay, and then you have another one that you actually promote and sell. What's the name of that one? How to have
sex with 2 women a day.
Okay. So, the first one, The Magnificent 10, I read that, and one of the topics, which we've already touched in the show, is Louis has a $40 date rule, right? One of your chapters is first dates should be cheap. So let's just discuss about that, because I have a $20 date rule. Louis is bald in my eyes. He's bald.
Right. I know. See, I have a $10 date rule. You know?
See? We keep getting lower.
Keep getting lower. You keep getting lower.
Hey,
man.
I got a cousin who has a snap card rule.
For a first date, why not, like, middle of the afternoon, buy a cheap bottle of white wine, like some cheeses, sit in the park, have a glass of wine and some cheese, watch the sunset. That's a $10 date. Boom.
Yeah,
why are you so cheap?
It's a $10 date.
Why are you so cheap?
And it's romantic, it's creative, and it's, shut up, Louis. It's romantic, creative, and like, it's a bonding experience. That's what a date's supposed to be.
I agree.
Why can't you take me to Brazilian BBQs?
Wine to spice shit up. Okay, big deal.
I agree. See, the sad part is, though, is that there's a lot of women who judge their worth based off of how much the guy spends on them. You know what I mean?
That's so pathetic.
Yeah, so they're like, oh, he only spent this and that, and then, you know, they think like, they'll actually think you don't like them.
You're sexy and you're alone, you dumbass. That's why. Bing, bing.
Yeah, I had a girl literally ask me Am I cheap?
Yeah.
Oh, please. What'd you say? Were you like, I never want to see you again?
No, because I'm not a quitter. I was still smashing, but to just ask that shows the mentality that women have approached for dating. Like, I get what she was saying, but she would come to the crib and I lived in a luxury building, city doorman, and then I would take it to like Buffalo Wild Wings. And my rule is, it's not my job to feed you. I told y'all in the last episode, you don't get boyfriend experience Keenan until you are my girlfriend.
Exactly.
My only job is to show you that I can do whatever that next level is. So if we're dating, I'm showing you that I can be a good boyfriend that will provide and respect for you. And if I'm now your boyfriend, then my job is to show that I could be a husband that would provide for you and help raise a family. Like, I just got to show you glimpses and prove that I can do it. It's like being promoted. It worked.
See, the next time a woman asks you if you cheat, just ask her how much she costs, so she can, put things in perspective. You see what I mean? Because that's the problem. Is like, like you were saying, earlier, is that going on a date is, you're getting to know each other. So there's no real reason why, and any money or that much money needs to be spent just to get to know somebody. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, the whole dating thing has turned into this thing where they, women have been taught that, hey, guys are supposed to spend this much money on you, and guys have been taught you gotta take all these girls out. Because I have a lot of guys who they'll tell me, like, they'll say, hey, I don't have enough money to date, I can't afford to date. Mm-hmm. And I'm like, dude, you could spend little to no money. You understand? And I always say $10 the first 3 dates, $10 on her, $10 the first 3.
That's not unreasonable. I buy around, you buy around at happy hour. Again, it's appropriate. Like, that's, why not a little reciprocity?
Right.
I don't know.
You see why I call her the queen? This is why this show is so great, is because we have a woman that actually has logic on the show.
I fight my very nature to be smart. You don't even know.
Man, I remind you, Keenan, of the 1 year rule she has with marriage, and we both were like,
okay, let's see how they.
What's the 1 year rule? I want to hear this.
Around. Oh God, yeah. Let's lie to Locario. Anyway, so.
No, Locario wants to hear the rule. I think
what's the 1 year rule?
Okay.
Let me first defend you, yeah. Louis, she has the crazy 1 year rule, but she also has some remnants of logic behind it. So, alright.
Okay.
Give your logic now.
Okay, the disclaimer is like this on a case-by-case basis. If you are climbing up there in the 20s, you're not 25. 25 is so far away, you don't even see it when you turn around, alright? Like 30-ish, there needs to be some direction. I don't know what crop of people, it could be that I deal with people that are not looking to casually date, whereas you deal with the run of the gamut. You're able to deal with everything from like social situations between your colleagues.
Okay, but I see. This is when you gotta she's fighting the woman again. You're telling the story horrible. We just want to know what the 1 year rule is. That's all we need. Yeah, what is where did it come from? We don't need the backstory.
After I just got cursed out.
I don't believe anybody who seriously wants together, family, children, whatever, you know what you want, you know who you are. Why does that need to elevate beyond 365 days? I'm not saying from the time you all sat down and said, I am your boyfriend, you are my girlfriend. Not from the first date, not from I'm saying from the first, you got boyfriend, girlfriend on Christmas, next Christmas. Why couldn't someone have a conversation about the longevity and permanent commitment? Why is that too soon? Where it's like, you have people that are 43 and depressed because now they've calmed the hell down. They've dated Tiffany, Heather, and Stacy, all the models and all the girls, and I'm saying they haven't committed to one, and now they're like, I really want a family before I'm 50. Like, I get the leftover playboys. I really do. They want wife material, and they have no idea.
So you're saying that once people say we're boyfriend and girlfriend, after that first year, they should be getting married? Is that what you're saying?
No, they shouldn't be getting married. I'm saying there should be an idea, a solidified idea of where this is headed. Like, after a year of dating me, I think that, like, whether or not you see this moving forward on a permanent level, I think you should have an idea of whether or not you feel confident confident in that.
Okay, so you're talking about if you're dating and then turn it into like a boyfriend-girlfriend relationship.
If your boyfriend mutually exclusive, your shit's on Facebook, everyone's meeting everyone's friends and family and whatever, you are a figure in this individual's life, right?
Right.
You're the boyfriend, girlfriend, gotcha. A year of that, I think there should be some idea of where this is going on a permanent level, especially when you're a little bit older. And I'm not saying this isn't for everybody. If you have to get it out of your system, get it out of your system. But like, these people usually aren't dating for marriage, whereas the people that I deal with are.
Yeah, I think at that age,
I have a baby.
I think it's reasonable if it's just, boyfriend and girlfriend thing. Like if we've been seeing each other for a year, then yeah, we could talk about that. You know what I mean? But I think you were talking about.
I'm saying just like an expectation, to a mutual expectation that like we're gonna kind of figure this out and like cut through some shit, date like grown up, and like
I think definitely if you're in a year of boyfriend and girlfriend, you're in a year of a committed relationship, and you want to have that type of marriage talk. Maybe you even if you see like a sale sign at Zales, take advantage of that and get the ring. Like get that now.
No, but
then you can have talk.
But see, that's the thing. I don't necessarily agree with it on the marriage tip though. You understand? Like I think it makes sense that if I met you, on Christmas and then we've just been dating for a whole year, but we were never boyfriend and girlfriend, then by next Christmas we can talk about being boyfriend and girlfriend. But I thought you were saying that
No, I'm saying like when you're officially boyfriend and girlfriend, the longevity of 1 year of that and having it be stable, why couldn't you decide, you know what, like, well, do you want to buy a house? Like, what are your, do you want to have, like, I feel like important things should be kind of like molded into fit at that point.
Like what? Like, what do you say?
Okay, so hold on. Lifestyle. All right. Like when everyone gets real and they're like, okay, I like money, or I can live without less. Like I can live with less. Like there has to be a matching lifestyle. Like you're dating.
But you should have known that for the year. You know each other's lifestyle.
I think you could really absorb that information where you could decide, you know what? Yeah, I actually do think I can marry you at some point. That's
what I'm trying to get at, because it's not really clear as to what's supposed to happen like after that year. Are we talking about marriage? Or are we talking about moving in? Like what's that's what I'm saying.
I guess it would be individual to each couple. I think there just should be a direction of where it's going on a permanent level.
Right.
So you don't have this, I mean, really, I deal with like probably some of the back inventory that didn't listen to you. You know what I mean? Like years ago.
I think all you have to do is the real problem is women after a certain age hate being introduced as a girlfriend.
Right.
They hate the title of the girl. After a certain when you're 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, girlfriends they're excited to be a girlfriend. It is what it is. From 20 to 26, I would say, they're just cool with it. I'm a girlfriend. But after 27, if you're not calling them a fiance, they are so upset.
Right. See, the thing is, I believe that you should be, like, if you're boyfriend and girlfriend and all that other stuff, I think that you should be together as a boyfriend and girlfriend for at least 5 years before you think about marriage.
See, he's closer to my marriage algorithm. You see, guys, he's closer to my marriage algorithm.
And the reason why I say that is because a man has to really figure out if this woman is worth marrying. Do you understand what I'm saying? Like women
are emotionally drained because they've waited it for 5. I'm telling you, dude, it's not. I'm not.
That's why you can't. We get that you're drained. So the tip for men is to just change the name, change what you introduce them as.
Yeah, but I've had women with 5 and 6 year relationships with boyfriends, and it went nowhere, and then he broke up with her.
That's because she was a girlfriend. She hated being it. She resented being introduced as a girlfriend.
And that's part of the test. You see what I'm saying?
Right. So year 1, you call her a girlfriend. Year 2, you introduce her as your confidant. Year 3, you introduce her. You just change the names on her. That way she don't get real upset.
But see, this is the thing. This is the thing that I think a lot of women don't understand and don't realize is that even though you want the marriage and all that other stuff, it's not saying that he doesn't want it, but for the guy, he has to be careful about who he marries because, again, he doesn't want to have to end up breaking up with you, paying child support, paying alimony, all this other stuff. You know what I'm saying? So
my inventory, by the way, like dudes that I set up, they want women that have fucking accomplished something. Because, like, if I have what to lose, so do you.
But no, in the court system, still, no matter what, the guy generally loses out more than the female, no matter what she has. The only way that that's not is when the gap is so significant, like a Halle Berry or Britney Spears. They're the ones that pay out because the dude was doing nothing. But if it's a mutual kind of thing, 9 times out of 10, the dude is gonna lose. He's just gonna get raped in that court system.
Right. It's kind of like this. It's the same. It's the equivalent of generally women. You know, like when you meet guys, like of course women have one night stands or whatever, but generally women are not meeting guys and the guy is like, hey, I want to do you. I just met you. I want to have sex with you. And women aren't generally like, oh yeah, let's just do it. Women usually say, hey, let's take it slow. I want to get to know you a little bit. Let's chill for a second. And the reason why women do that is because women, they can get pregnant. You understand? They don't want to, you know, or they don't want to have that. Some women get attached really quickly when they, have sex with a guy. So since they know this, they want to sort of get to know him because there's some sort of like there's a repercussion of going in too fast. So the same thing happens for marriage for a man. He's like, yeah, okay, I like you, I like being with you, but I don't want to rush marriage because if this doesn't work out, it's going to be a whole bunch of BS that I'm going to have to go through because you understand, like, you know, the rap.
No, that's perfect. It's like the consequences of each side is displaced. Exactly. The consequences up front is on women, and then after marriage, the more brunt of the consequence is on the man.
Right, exactly. So that's why, you know, some women got to understand that the whole taking it slow of the marriage is gonna, it might happen, but all women need to do is know how to keep the man interested, and he's not gonna most likely leave you. If you show him that you're wifey material, then you got nothing to worry about. Because the thing is, what most women don't understand is that when a guy gets with a woman who he sees as valuable, who he sees as a woman that is, you know, wifey material, someone that he can count on and stick with, he's not gonna leave her. This is why you have guys who will cheat on their girlfriends every week and still come back home to their girlfriends, because they're like, why would I leave my woman who's, you know, like actually has all this going for her?
Oh my God. Yes.
For just some booty.
No, darling. Oh my God. A friend of mine had a situation unfold like that recently. Oh my God. Whatever. Seriously.
Yeah. I mean, that's crazy. At this point, we've been experiencing like great show so far.
Yep.
At the end, we normally do a different segment where we bring questions. I want to do a couple of fun things with you. We're going to do the 2 clips from what we did on the streets, but then also we're going to take the conversation to try to help women on online dating. I got a couple of messages that came into me that I want you to kind of just help women when sending that first initial message to a guy. Alright, so the first thing, let's play that first clip, Louis. Your question was if you don't feel approachable?
I think I have like a resting bitch face constantly because I was so used to like going out and obviously not making myself approachable because I'm in a long distance relationship. Like,
so you were not,
I don't want people like hitting on me or anything, so I like try to like.
So you think you haven't pulled that wall
I think
down
I made myself be used to being that way when I go out, like not being approachable because I don't want anybody to be approachable. I didn't want anybody to be approach me because I was in a relationship. But now,
and
I don't know, being ridiculous because I'm 32, so I can't be like, I don't know, like the line between being trying too hard or just being.
So yeah, Locario, how would you help this woman or women like her that just want to be more approachable, probably don't like being street harassed though, and somewhere in the middle they want to be able to meet a guy?
Well, what I would tell women usually in those situations is they need first of all, you know, they need to get over the whole like street harassment mantra. You understand? Like you can't be part of that and also want a guy to approach you. It's like it's it's hypocritical because the whole street harassment thing is not really harassment. All it is a code word for, guys who I don't like approaching me when I'm not in a good mood or something. You know what I mean? Like women actually like when guys approach them. So you have to be open to just men approaching you just in general. So you got to.
Yeah, when a guy catcalls that's hot, that's different. It's flattering.
Right, you got to be open. You have to be open to catcalls, all that stuff.
Fucking horrible.
You know what I mean? And I'm not talking about like, if a guy's in the street and he's grabbing you up and all, I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about just men actually just coming up to you, saying hi, talking to you. So first you have to be open to that. And second, women have to, like she was saying, she was like, oh, I'll probably put on this face where I look like I don't want to be approached, and it's like you got to get yourself used to, being more open, even just physically with how you're, looking at guys, smiling, looking at guys in their eyes, like you have to do those things to show the guys that you're interested, and that will make more men want to approach you. Also, what I noticed, I noticed this because I go out a couple nights with some of my peoples or whatever, and what I noticed is like when we go to like these bars and different like events or whatever, I would see a group of women come to the place, like it'll be probably like 3 to 5 women in a group, and they'll sit with each other closed off in a circle. You understand? And those type of things, it blocks out a guy or men who really want to talk to you from actually getting access to you. Because if you're sitting in a circle with your girlfriends just chatting or whatever, they're not going to feel comfortable breaking that circle. So you have to also be open, looking around, smiling at the guys there, give you you and your friend some space to actually let men be able to come to you. You understand? So it's like that type of thing. And so overall, it's just the woman being more open to receiving men, like talking to her and getting with her, and also being polite about it. You understand what I'm saying? With everybody.
Quick question: like, let's say you're in a group and there's always that one chick that's the cock blocker of the crew. Like she's like, oh, some dude, he's feeling her and she's feeling him, but here comes crackhead, and she's like, you ain't taking her home. If we all came here, we're all leaving together, or some shit like that.
Right. Once you spot her, you walk right up to her and tell her that her car's being towed.
Please don't do that.
Actually, no. You tell her, yo, somebody's beating the shit out of your car with a bat.
Well, it's easy. Hopefully, you have a wingman so he could, take care of that for you. You know what I mean? But if
by slitting her throat ninja style.
Oh, we can't do that, Louis.
No, we wish no one ill will. No, God forbid anyone's throat. May everyone be safe and responsible.
The views expressed by Louis B are his and his alone.
Louis?
Hey, you know what?
Help him.
I'm thinking of solutions.
Oh my God! If he ends up in prison, I don't even know.
That is not a viable solution.
Says you.
Louis, play the next clip. Play the next clip now. You want to...
He's been flirting with me for over a year.
Yeah, but men do that all the time.
I know.
Yeah.
I know. But, I mean, a year is a long time to flirt with someone. That's a long time to flirt with someone.
Okay.
And then you finally approach me, and then I'm like, okay, if there's not a booty call, just tell me that, right? But the way you're approaching me is making me believe that maybe you do want to get to know me, but your actions are not fully aligning with your words. So now I feel like I'm the man, like, yo, what's up?
So this one actually shocked me when I heard this. I didn't even know dudes flirted for a year. Like, I give you about 3 days and a half, and if this not moving towards what I wanted to move, then I'm on to the next agenda.
So wait,
guys flirt for a year?
Happened though? Like, is this some guy she know around her way, or she worked with him? Like, what's the story with that?
Backstory is he's this guy that pursued her. I think it was an online situation, something like that. It was like this dude doesn't like her. It's not even like, I mean, he put forth no actual effort, just like the idea of fucking her. You know what I mean? It hasn't happened yet.
Okay,
at
so
that point at all.
Kind of like how we said earlier today that guys want to put in little effort. This guy seemed to, for a year, just be flirting with her, and now it seems to be possible that they could ratchet up to another level, but she's just confused that for a year he was just playing around.
Well, maybe also he was just practicing with her. You understand? Like, guys do that. Like we'll practice our, you know, our skills of, you know, quote unquote seduction on you. You know what I'm saying? So that because he could have been that girl could have just been another one of many girls that he was sort of just keeping around, you know, talking to here and there, flirting with her. And then he's like, okay, well, I'm messing with these 3 other girls here and I'll probably get back to her later or whatever. So guys sometimes, you know, use some girls for practice. You know what I mean? So that's what certain girls need to understand, is that guys will practice their verbal skills and see how far they can get with you. You know what I'm saying? So, and a lot of times, and especially if the girl is sort of showing a little bit of interest, you know, it's someone that he can say, okay, well, she's showing me interest, so I can still sort of keep it going while I'm, you know, doing my own thing here and there. You understand? So that could be it too.
Okay. All right. So the third clip. Why don't you like dating more? You had said that you don't really like.
I think just based off experiences. I just have not met anyone that I'm really that into.
Okay, fair enough. All right.
So I think if I was dating people who were, I don't know, not to say that people I've dated aren't engaging,
right?
But that's just, I don't know, just like after all the glitter fades away, it's like, oh.
So with this one, I just kind of, on both sides, a lot of people you hear complain about just dating. How could both sides make dating more enjoyable?
Wait, so she was saying that she just can't find anybody. She's not really interested in too many people.
She said that she doesn't like dating, and it's because she hasn't found anybody. When I'm like, you should enjoy the experience of dating, and then maybe you'll find somebody. It shouldn't be hinged on finding a person.
Right, that's the problem. And that's the problem right there. People are dating because they're like, well, I'm doing the dating because I have to get this goal of finding the one and all that other crap. You know what I'm saying? And instead of just enjoying the moment, and then through that, like you were saying, you can find somebody through that because you're actually enjoying the moment and you're being yourself in that moment. And that's when people actually get real you, because you're just trying to have fun. You understand? And that's what people are going to be attracted to. But too many times people, they're going into dating with this thing like, oh, if I don't reach this goal, then it was all for nothing, and then you don't have fun while you're doing it. You understand what I'm saying? So it's crazy. And that's how a lot of people do it.
You get a lot of, and even outside of dating, when you were like a boyfriend and girlfriend and a relationship doesn't work, people feel like they wasted their lives with somebody.
Right.
I wasted 2 years of my life.
Right.
But when you're dating though responsibly and you're actually having a date that's, I think, purposeful, like, and you're not, no one's getting intoxicated and going, you know what I mean? And like effing till 6 o'clock in the morning, when you're actually taking like an opportunity to get to know somebody. If they're not for you, you can actually walk away. Maybe there's a different connection there. I can't tell you how many people I've gone on one date with, non-sexual, and have done business with on some capacity. I'm serious. I've made money from these interactions. I've networked, honest to God, and built a client base. I've gone on 1 or 2 dates with a few people that I set up. Swear to God.
Yeah. I'm saying, that's what happens when you date
Jewish. Like a hoe, and you're not putting your vagina all over the place, and you're actually dating like a lady, whatever that means. Even if you're a lesbian, I don't give a shit. You're dating like an adult. This could be a bigger opportunity for you in another place. It doesn't have to get mucked in like the physical bullshit. You know what I mean?
Right. And also, too, a lot of times people aren't finding, anybody that they like because they're not putting themselves out there enough. So it's like, I was talking to a lady the other day, and, she was like, oh, it's so hard to find somebody. It's so hard to do this. And I said, well, how many guys have you dated, in the past month, or went out with in the past month? And she was like, oh, I only went out with like 3 guys in the past like 6 months. You understand? So I'm like, you only went out with 3 guys? Then what are you talking about? You haven't been putting yourself out there. You haven't really been in these situations. You understand? So it's like, the more you put yourself out there, the more you experience, and then the more that you will have enjoyable experiences while dating, and then that's how you will usually end up finding the person that you want to be with. You know what I mean? So you
that's just a long way. I really would think, and I think all women should date multiple guys. I'm not saying that you got to sleep with them.
I agree.
But you should date multiple guys, because what they do is they're looking for the one. They find one guy. They spend this time. This one guy doesn't, so they reset.
Exactly. I'm like, why? Thank you. Jesus
I want Locarios fight on something. One of the things that's so important is with the growing following of our show is we really do want people to interact. Like, it's not even for the sake of entertainment, even just for the sake of education. So, like, I want to spit a scenario at you that I went through personally So I'm going to share, and I want to ask you what I should have done. And here's the thing. He made an effort to some degree to get to know me. I totally missed these cues, okay? I didn't take him up on opportunities I should have to, like, know him in a social setting. And, I think there were two things that officially scared me off. He wanted to meet my kids. And now, not in a creepy, icky way. He wanted to meet them in a, can I join this situation type of way. Like, let me have a day where we're going to play house with the twins and see what a day in the life of playing house with the Meisels clan would be like. And, I mean, dude, that's what it was. This was not, and I mean, it was I'm going to take an honest interest. And I was like, ooh, I just haven't known you well enough, like long enough. Oh, like, yeah, to do that to my kids because my children are just so like affectionate and warm. I don't want them to fall in love. Like, ugh, no. And he was on and off for several years with a girl. And this is a situation I think that some of us get stuck in. And I think that's why our show is so important. I feel like this should be called an emotional glue trap. You're trapped into a relationship with someone and it just is going somewhere. So you hold on and hang on because, you know what I mean? Like, you already know what this is like. You fell in love with this bitch years ago, and for whatever reason, it doesn't jive. I mean, for years. We're not talking, it's on and off for like a number of years. And I was like, you know what? Shit. I can introduce you to my kid. You and I can start getting a thing going. Cause you, like, fuck it. And passion, that's something we could build on. Like, your husband material, your money, your life's where I'd like it to be. You know what I mean? Like, aside from this, can I forgive you of this and just focus on these other things? And what stopped me was, what if I did this, I give this time, I spend this emotional investment, and then, bing, girlfriend pops back up, and it's like, oh, but I love you. You know what? I can't mess with that shit. And so I just left it be. And like the crazy thing is, and this is a person like, I wonder, it's like, wow, is this just like a sign from the universe that this is like the type of person I need? Or is there something deeper here and I just refuse to explore it? Like, what do you think, honestly?
So basically you had this guy and you let him go because you thought that he might leave you for his ex-girlfriend or the girl that he was messing with?
I didn't take it seriously, and because I thought about it, like, he invited me to dinner with, like, friends of his. He's the DJ, he's invited me to every party, okay? He's taken an effort into getting to know me. Like, remember, at the beginning of the dating situation, not really physical. Hug, kiss on the cheek, like, you're pretty, but, like, that's about it. So, kind of like, I can't decide if you like me, or, you know what I mean? Like, I can't, but then he would say things like, you know, you remind me of my sister, like, his sister's like a self-made something very important. Like, you know, discussed family with me, and, like, this boy poured out his soul. So I felt like I really got an in-depth idea of who you are as a person, and, you know, I have a history of making a match. This to me was the perfect match. If only this were not an issue.
See, this is, I mean, basically what it seemed like is going on is that, you know, you were feeling him, he was feeling you, and instead of you just like enjoying being with him and actually being with him, you were letting what might happen, you know, stop you from letting what was happening continue. So you were thinking, well, I don't want to get emotionally involved with this guy and then get hurt later if he leaves me. You know what I mean? And that's
yes. Oh my God.
that's one of the major things that I don't like that women do.
Right,
like,
exactly. A lot of women
do
that. They sabotage their whole thing, and
because it's like I do sports. It's like an analogy. You know, in football, when a player drops the catch, it's because they were thinking about the run after the catch.
Right.
They're always looking ahead instead of being in the moment right now.
Thank you, exactly. And that's what messes women up all the time. And I'm just like, you know, and it's funny because I did a video a while back where in the video I titled it, I said, every relationship that you have will come to an end. You understand? And every last one of your relationships. And the funny part is like either you're going to be with somebody, you guys are going to break up, you know, or you'll be with somebody and one of you are going to die. This is what it is. That's life. You understand? So all you have is the moments that happen, you know, with them. So if you're feeling a guy, yeah, right. So if you're feeling a guy and you like him and everything seems cool, then you chill and enjoy that. And the thing is that no matter what, you can't stop a guy from leaving you. You can't stop a guy from, not calling you anymore, just saying, hey, I'm done or whatever. You can't stop him from doing that. If he wants to do that, that's what's going to happen. And it's just something that is a reality. But the thing is that it's, it makes no sense to, rob yourself from those experiences that you can have with him because you're thinking what might happen later. You know what I mean? And it's like, and a lot of women do that. And I think that's not a healthy way to really, have those situations, because the experiences that most women could have in those situations can be something that can flourish into something really great. You understand? And even if it does end, let's say you were together for a year, 2 years, whatever it is, you still at least were with them for that amount of time, and you probably learned certain things. You had these good experiences, and that's really what it's all about. And I think that a lot of people are missing that part of about what a relationship is, and understanding that a relationship is supposed to be something that's going to help you grow as a person. You understand? You're in these, situations with people so you can relate to them, and so that you can see yourself and how you are through these interactions. You understand? But it's like a lot of people are so focused on, I gotta get married, I gotta have kids, and I don't want him to dump me, I don't want her to dump me, I don't want, so you're always thinking about all this other stuff, and you're not thinking about right now. So you're having, people have, years of relationships and they never really enjoyed any part of that relationship. This is why people say, it was a waste of time, and I was with this guy for 5 years and I feel like I wasted my time. And you feel like you wasted your time because you never really were there anyway. So like, it's like you're not even like enjoying the time there anyway, because if you were enjoying the moments, you would have never thought that you were wasting your time, because you would have been like, wow, like, not saying you're going to be happy that you're it's over, but you can at least say, well, yeah, it's over, but I still, you still have something to look back on, and you still enjoyed yourself in these situations. And I think that's an important part that people are not.
Well, I think this is a perfect time to wrap it up. Again, I want to thank our guest, Mr. Locario.
Thank you.
Really appreciate your time. Anything that you want to plug?
I want to thank y'all for having me. Also, if anybody wants, any of my free information, you can go to MrLocario.com and get my free ebook, The Magnificent 10 Crucial Dating Tips for Men. And for the ladies, I got 7 highly effective steps to finding and keeping a man audio program, so you get those. And also I have, a membership program where you can get 45 to 90-minute audio and video tutorials, dating tutorials every month. You can go to badboymembership.com or go to MrLocario.com and click on the members tab to become a member. And that's about it. And if you guys have any questions, you can hit me up at askmrlocario@gmail.com.
And remember, the truth is inside you.
Exactly.
This is your sidekick now. All right, Louis. Locario sidekick. Anything to promote?
I wish you would have asked me if I have anything to plug, so that way I would have been able to open myself up for a joke. But okay. As always, check out my podcast, The Crotch Shot Radio Show, which...
but that's why you gotta be ready for anything.
Yes, dear. Check out my podcast, The Crotch Shot Radio Show, which is now can be heard on iHeartRadio and TuneIn and Stitcher. So you have no excuse not to listen. You can also, I'll be performing at a street corner for pennies and dimes. Nothing. I'm just kidding. So that's all I got. Oh, follow me on the Twitters at LouisB1 for your pleasure.
All right, the Queen. Anything you got to promote?
Let's see. Oh, okay. I have a show on August 5th, which is a Wednesday night at 8 o'clock at 6, which is 14 Putnam Avenue in Bed-Stuy. And let's see. Follow me on Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, like our page, comment, and so much for listening. And thank you, Locario, for coming. I actually really enjoyed this. I feel like you gave me some deeper insight into something that we may need to address some later days. Yeah, we may have to have a session. I don't know.
You heard that, Locario? You heard that, Locario? You penetrated her deeper.
I know. That's what I do. That's what I do.
So everybody knows, for me, you can find all my information on the website www.kenanweaver.com. That's KENANWEAVER. I'm at Long Island Governor's Comedy Club, July 29th. I'm shooting up to Connecticut at Foxwoods, hitting the comic stage July 31st. All that information, get your tickets, is on. And for For Love and Play, we're all on the internet now. Everything's up. We're on iTunes. We're on Stitcher. So subscribe, rate, and review our stuff. We're everywhere. You can check us on Twitter at the number 4 Love and Play written out. Same thing on Facebook. Like our pages. Send in your questions, guys. Enjoy.
Keep loving, keep playing.
Hey, what's up? It's dating and life coach Mr. Locario. Go to badboymembership.com and master the dating game by joining my Bad Boy Membership program. In this program, you'll receive 45 through 90-minute, easy-to-follow, step-by-step dating advice tutorials that's guaranteed to help you attract, date, and have sex with beautiful women. Join the Bad Boy Membership today by going to badboymembership.com. That's badboymembership.com.